Waite. This is my first screencast video lesson. Here we go. It's your job to demonstrate responsibility and maturity as you work through these lessons. If you're not doing these thoughtfully, you're going to be really behind when I get back. To really get the most out of these lessons, you need to pick a partner or partners. There are several slides that ask you to stop and discuss ideas or questions. And if you're not actually doing that, you're not going to get the learning from these lessons. So please take a moment to choose another human or humans to work with. If you want to move tables, that's fine. Just pick a person or people to work with. Please pause the video to copy your objectives. After you've done that, complete the warm-up. And when you and your partner have finished, please compare your answers to the warm-up. I'm just going to keep going because you have the ability to pause anytime. This is our outline for this lesson. We're going to learn some definitions, organic and inorganic, autotroph and heterotroph, and then we'll learn about specific types of heterotrophs. Take a second to add this as a heading. I'm not going to read slides like this. Just pause the video, copy the slide, and then you can come back to me for more information or context. So sometimes people think that organic molecules are any carbon-based molecule, but it's actually carbon and hydrogen. Any of the biological macromolecules that we studied count as organic molecules: proteins, polysaccharides, nucleic acids, lipids, and any of their building blocks are also organic molecules. So things like amino acids, monosaccharides, nucleotides, glycerol, all of those things, those are organic molecules. Inorganic molecules are usually simpler and smaller. Carbon dioxide is an inorganic molecule, even though it has carbon, because it has carbon but not hydrogen. So it doesn't meet the definition of organic molecule. H2O has hydrogen but not carbon, so also doesn't meet the definition of an organic molecule. All right, this is the first discussion slide. Please pause the video and with your partner, think of as many specific examples as you can and indicate on the picture where you would find organic and inorganic compounds. Be as specific as possible. Please pause the video now. All right, this is our next section. So make a section heading. Let's do a little word detective activity. Troph means related to nutrients or nutrition. I hope you know what auto and hetero mean. Auto is self, so self-nourishing. Hetero means other. So autotrophic organisms make their own nutrition, and heterotrophic organisms rely on other organisms for their nutrition. Please copy this definition. Please note the use of some of our vocabulary words. So autotroph synthesizes organic molecules from inorganic nutrients obtained from the abiotic environment. So I hope you remember, actually take a second and remind yourself, remind your partner, write down the equation for photosynthesis. I'll wait for you. Hopefully you remember that photosynthesis requires carbon dioxide and water to create glucose and oxygen. So that glucose is an organic compound. But the compounds that went in to make that glucose were carbon dioxide and water, which are inorganic. Another word for autotroph is producer. They mean the same thing. Please copy the definition of heterotroph. Please pause the video and discuss with your partner whether these organisms are autotrophs or heterotrophs. If you're not sure what that first one on the blue screen is, it's an amoeba, and it's engulfing a smaller single-celled organism. Okay, there may have been some discussion about the Venus flytrap. So Venus flytraps are photosynthetic. They produce their own organic compounds, but I'm sure you know that they also trap and digest insects. That's actually not for energy or for organic compounds. It's actually for nutrients. So these plants have the ability to grow in acidic, poor quality soil because they supplement what they get from the soil with compounds from the insects that they trap and dissolve. Specifically, they need nitrogen and phosphorus. So they're getting those from the insects because they live in poor quality soil that doesn't have enough. So that's a fun fact for you. Like I said a couple slides ago, some organisms have both autotrophic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition. I hope you got that the amoeba is a heterotroph. This is kind of an overview of the whole system. So in photosynthesis, autotrophs use light energy from the sun to produce organic compounds. Those organic compounds are consumed by heterotrophs, and that's how heterotrophs get their nutrition. So ultimately, the source of energy is the sun. Whether you are eating a tomato yourself or you're eating some goat curry, you are taking in energy that was turned into chemical energy by autotrophs. Okay, last section is types of heterotrophs. Please make a section header. Please pause the video and copy this slide. It's easier to understand what a detritivore is if you know what detritus is. So I would write down what detritus is in your notes. This is what you would find like on the forest floor, decomposing plant and animal parts, as well as fecal matter. So this leaf litter is an important source of nutrition for many organisms. Going back to what a detritivore is, ingests non-living organic matter. So an example is an earthworm. Earthworms ingest detritus as they crawl through the ground. They have a mouth, they have an anus, they actually ingest, they're actually eating this detritus. Contrast that to something like a mushroom. A mushroom does not have a mouth, a mushroom does not have a digestive system. The way that mushrooms get nutrition from what they're growing on, like a rotting log, is that they secrete digestive enzymes onto that log, and then they have the ability to uptake the products of that digestion. So the enzymes are digesting the complex compounds outside of the body of the mushroom, and then the mushroom takes in that digested matter. So the difference is, where is digestion taking place? Like a detritivore actually consumes this detritus and has it in its body, breaks it down inside its digestive system. A saprotroph does not have the same kind of digestive system. That's the digestion of these compounds is external. All right, we saw that. This is another discussion slide. Please pause and come to an agreement with your partner about whether these are consumers, saprotrophs, or detritivores. All right, this is it. When I get to the next slide, please pause the video and please work through the questions with your partner. All right, that's it.